Would you like to hear what I have to say?
Sure.
Very well then. Pay attention.
Let us just spin around the room a little bit first. I like how, like, theatrical this all is,
Sayaka
though.
and Makoto switched rooms, correct? But in the note, the place they were asked to come to, it specifically says, my room.
I see. So if someone read that note, then they would have gone to Sayaka's room.
Exactly. The room that Makoto was staying in. So in other words, even if someone did read the note and did what it said, they would not have any connection to what happened.
It certainly would seem that way.
What? Did I fuck up? I thought everything seemed legit. The killer went to my room instead of Sayaka's, and the reason for that is... has to be because of what got switched between my and Sayaka's rooms.
Sayaka and Makoto switched rooms,
I
correct?
thought that was legit.
But in the note, that it specifically says, my room.
I see. So then they would have gone
Exactly. The room that Makoto was staying in. So in other words, even if someone
Well,
did
fuck
read
that
the
up.
note, the room
Shoot it.
that
No, it's wrong.
The nameplates on Mai and Sayaka's rooms got switched.
they got switched?
That's right. The nameplates got switched, just like the rooms themselves. As a result, the nameplate on Sayaka's room actually had Makoto's name. And the nameplate on Makoto's room had Sayaka's.
So what you're saying is, the room Sayaka was staying in was actually marked as her room.
Yes.
Then, if someone did do what the note said, they would end up at Makoto's room where Sayaka was.
Plus, their rooms are right next to each other, so switching the nameplates would be no problem. And the one who switched the names was... well, of course it wasn't you, right, Makoto?
Still think it was Monokuma.
Right? Okay, then who did it?
There's only one person who could have switched the nameplates. The only other person who knew we had the rooms. Did the killer really switch it? I guess. The killer had to be the one to switch nameplates. Sorry to burst your bubble, but they had no idea that they were actually in your room, right? Actually, yeah, you're right.
Shoot!
Looks like I embarrassed myself in front of everyone. There's only one person who could have switched the nameplates. The only other person who knew we had switched rooms. Was it Sayaka then? Was she trying to lure him into his room to kill him and then switch the nameplates back?
I got it! Me and Sayaka were the only ones who ever knew about us switching rooms. So the only other person besides me who would even know to switch the nameplates was Sayaka.
You can also infer as much from her note.
There's something I want to talk to you about. Just us two in 5 minutes. Come see me in my room. Check the nameplates to make sure you don't get the wrong room, okay?
She specifically tells the reader to check the nameplate. She would only have written that if she knew the nameplates had been switched.
But why would she switch them in the first place?
She wanted someone to come to the room she was in, and also hide the fact that it was Makoto's room.
What?
Inviting someone to your room, but not telling them you'd switched rooms. Why would anyone do that?
It's a setup!
To understand that, we first need to understand what happened after she invited the person into the room. That's where the answer lies.
What happened then was probably whoever she invited over came in and attacked her.
I still think she was the one doing the attack. Yeah, at least that's what it seems like.
We figured it out! We know who did it! Whoever she invited over is the culprit!
But we still don't know who it is, you goddamn idiot.
It's not me.
Sayaka fought with her killer there in the room, yes? Perhaps the answer to our previous question lies in that initial struggle.
Yes, I think you're right.
Then... we just have to figure out what happened during the fight, right?
That reminds me. There was a replica sword at the murder scene. Was that perhaps used during the fight?
Oh yeah. What's the deal with that sword?
Sayaka suggested I should hold on to it. I thought it might come in handy if I had to defend myself. It seems pretty likely that the killer used it to break Sayaka's right wrist.
How the hell could you possibly know that's what broke her wrist?
The gold. The reason I know Sayaka's wrist was broken with the fake sword is because when you look at her wrist, there's no doubt. That. Would it be this one? Yeah.
I got it! All you have to do is take a good look at her broken wrist, and it should become pretty clear. Right there where her wrist is all swollen, there's something glittery there. See?
Is that gold?
I see money.
It sure is. Specifically, the gold coating from the replica sword. You barely have to touch that stuff, and it'll stick right to you. And there's some on her wrist because...
I got it! Because she got hit with the sword! Right there on her wrist!
I see. And so the truth draws ever closer.
Alright, then it's about time to solve this mystery.
I don't think so. I think we're still a couple steps away. What happened in my room? What led to Sayaka's death? That's what we need to make clear. There's a little bit more to learn. Would you like to listen to me? You need to, otherwise you will be fucked. Are you getting used to all this shit? Starting with the next debate, I'll start loading multiple truth bullets into your truth cylinder. But just like the weak spots, only one of those bullets can actually refute the proper statement. In other words, from here on out, you'll have to combine the right truth bullets with the right weak spots to refute each statement. If you come up with the wrong combination, you'll take damage to your influence gauge. You can press LB to rotate the cylinder and choose which button to fire, or which bullet to fire. I think that button's kinda broken on my controller, so this is gonna suck. Press and release the LB button to cycle through each bullet. You can hold down the LB button and then use the left stick to select a specific bullet. By the way, if the logic difficulty is set to kind, fewer bullets will be loaded into the cylinder. For our purposes, this time, the logic difficulty will be set to mean. Well then, good luck. Have fun. Mwah. Remember me. Live long and prosper. Replica short C. Alright.
When the fighting broke out, the culprit grabbed the sword, and that's when the first blow was dealt. A sword-based sneak attack.
And that's what broke Miss Maizono's wrist.
So, she tried to fight back. She grabbed the kitchen knife she had hidden away. But then the culprit took that from her too.
And they killed her with it.
And that's exactly what happened.
Nope, I fucked up. The person with the sword really did attack hers. There's no explanation for how a certain part of the sword... Yeah, I figured.
When the fighting broke out, the culprit grabbed the That's when the first blow... A sword-based sneak attack.
That one! Shoot it!
No, that's wrong.
I have a feeling we're gonna have to, like, read it all first before we shoot most of them.
I don't think the fight started with the sword.
Why not?
Because the sword's sheath had been scratched. See? There's a gash in it. Like someone cut into it with something sharp.
Something sharp? You mean like the kitchen knife? That was the only sharp thing found at the scene.
Stop jumping ahead. Slow down and explain it so I get what the hell's going on.
This is starting to seem more and more like Sayaka was planning to kill him. Or her. Right, Leon?
If the sword was used first, there wouldn't be any explanation for the scratch on the sheath. If you are going to attack with the sword, you'd take it out of the sheath first, right?
That's true. With the sheath on, it'd be heavy and bulky and useless as shit.
Okay, so how did the sheath get damaged?
If they got attacked with the kitchen knife, maybe they grabbed the sword as a defensive impulse. In that situation, there wouldn't be any time to actually unsheath the sword.
She's smart. Ultimate investigator.
So you're saying the sword was initially used to defend against an attack from the knife?
Looks like they used the sword in a knife fight. Ugh.
Which means whoever had the kitchen knife was the one who attacked first.
I think I get it. So here's how it all played out. The culprit came in, found the kitchen knife hidden there somewhere. Then they took the knife and attacked Sayaka before she knew what was happening.
Nah, because she wrote the note. She was luring him in. Or her in.
So she grabbed the sword to defend herself, but then the culprit took that from her too. Then, after they broke her wrist with the sword, they took the knife and finished it.
Sorry, but I don't think Sayaka used the sword to defend herself.
What? How the hell can you not think that?
Because she never held the sword at all. There's a certain part of her body that makes this clear.
There is? What am I not thinking of? Is the knife in her fucking gut? Harabai shows she never used the sword. If you wanted to use the sword, which part of your body would have to touch it? Her broken wrist. Her palms? Yeah, there wasn't any gold on her palms.
I got it! You're talking about her palms, right? The palms of her hands were perfectly clean, so I don't think she ever picked up the sword.
How can you know that just by looking at her palms?
She's dead.
Like I said before, the gold coating on that sword comes right off. All you have to do is touch it. In fact, if you look, you'll notice that a lot of the gold has already come off the handle.
I'm assuming she already knew that when I said she's dead, but yeah.
It's safe to assume that's because whoever used the sword got some of it on their hands. There's really no way she could have picked it up and come away completely clean.
Maybe she washed her hands after she escaped into the bathroom.
Sorry, but I don't think so.
Why do you say that? Is it because you think I'm ugly?
Bitch, please.
No, that's not it at all.
There's no way Sayaka washed the gold coating off her hands because her broken wrist? There's certain regulation that talks about what? Oh, the water was off. That's right.
According to the Monokuma file, Sayaka's time of death was around 1:30 a.m. In other words, at nighttime. And the water in the bathroom shuts off at nighttime, right?
Oh, I didn't know that. Actually, I haven't taken a shower here yet.
Bitch, please.
Oh my.
You're no different. You smell like a big fat ugly donkey.
Damn. Kitty's got claws.
I'm not sure whether to take that as an insult or a compliment.
My mouth's her eyes again.
Insult, obviously.
So anyway, if Sayaka never touched the sword, then that means the killer is the only one who used the sword. But hold on. If that's right, then the one who damaged the sheath with the kitchen knife was...
Sayaka. The one who damaged the sheath would have had to be the one without the sword.
I got it! Sayaka? She had the kitchen knife?
But we already said that the attack started with...
The person with the knife attacked first, and the sword was used as an impromptu defense.
Then the one who attacked first was...
Sayaka?
Damn.
Now do you understand? She wasn't a blameless victim in this.
Damn, she saw that oh, because she read the notepad and she figured all that shit out. Damn.
No, far from it. It's almost as if she'd been planning to commit a murder of her own.
That's why she was like, you won't believe me unless you figure this out on your own. Now I get it, okay. What?
She took the knife from the kitchen, then invited the culprit to the room she was staying in. And if it's true that she had the kitchen knife and attacked without provocation...
Indeed. These are all the actions of an assailant.
Which brings up another point. Makoto, Sayaka was the one who suggested you two switch rooms, correct?
You know, I'm just having this mental image of Sayaka doing like this whole leaned back like stance, holding the knife like it's a samurai sword, and just going like, I'm going to kill you! I'm going to kill you! And like, it would be a long draw. Die! Just die!
Maybe the reason she wanted to switch rooms was so that she could pin the crime on you. That is a possibility, is it not?
She was pretty fucking wrecked about that DVD.
Sayaka wanted to... on me?
That would also explain why she would switch the nameplates. She wanted to get whoever she had targeted to come to Makoto's room where she was staying. And by committing the murder there, instead of her room, that would implicate Makoto. But for that to work, the target had to be lured out while still keeping the room swap a secret. If the target knew she had switched rooms, they would have become suspicious right away.
So all that's why she switched the names?
But doesn't that plan seem a little risky? For one thing, even if her plan worked, Mr. Naegi would just tell everyone they'd switched rooms.
I don't know. I'm not sure our soft-hearted Makoto is capable of that kind of cutthroat behavior. I'm sure Sayaka realized the same thing, which is why out of all of us, she asked him to switch rooms.
That's pretty cutthroat. I didn't think about that.
Plus, she was the ultimate pop sensation.
Sensational.
A totally forgettable kid. Or a national superstar. Who are you more likely to believe?
Damn, that's cruel, but she has a point. Half this game is just going to be me like, oh, they're right. Well, not half this game, but anytime half the court is going to be like, oh, they're right.
Wait, then you're saying she had this all planned out?
Holy shit!
But in the end, her plan backfired. She launched her attack with the knife, then found herself under attack in turn. That must be when her wrist got broken, and she was forced to drop the knife.
The tables were suddenly turned on her, and she died at the hands of the one she planned to murder.
Just hold on! That can't be true! Because...
I love her.
Hey! You guys have totally derailed the argument. You're being super boring right now. Come on, hurry up and decide who did it.
Again, sitting there, being the asshole, enjoying the shit out of this.
Wouldn't it be awful if I had to punish you all just because you ran out of time?
Bitch, you didn't say that was a thing too.
Oh yeah, we gotta decide who we think did it.
Makoto, right now you just need to concentrate on figuring out the answer to this mystery. If we can't uncover who murdered Sayaka, it's over for all of us.
Is it really all the overs? Obviously, I'm committed to finding out who killed her, but what can I do? I mean, as far as clues go, there's nothing left.